Okay, welcome to the next Blender tutorial. So today we're going to be making a fence. So what I'm going to do to begin with is let's go ahead and get rid of the default cube. I'm going to go ahead and just add a plane at the bottom so that we can work with a nice little surface. And what we can essentially do, let's go ahead and add in a cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and shade smooth, S for scale, bring this up. We're just going to make two poles for the side for the gate itself. So these will just be the supporting poles. I'm going to make this pretty big so you guys can see it. So let's go with one pole on this side. We'll go ahead and we'll go Shift D and we'll create another pole on this side, and then we'll go Shift D again, and what we're going to do is alpha rotate and 90 degrees. We'll go with G. Bring this to the middle, and then we'll press S for scale, bring this in. Let's go with G, bring this up again, and then S for scale. So this will be our frame for our little fence, our gate. So if you imagine there's a bush here and there's a bush here, or a fence or something. So the next thing that we can do is now we can add in a cube. We'll go with S for scale, bring this up. S for scale, bring this down, and essentially what you want to do is make sure that this cube is equidistant to the bars right here. So let's go with S for scale, bring this up, G, bring it down just slightly, make sure that it sits and fits, S for scale again, and you can have this as tall as you want, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go with it just about here. And you're going to need a gap at one side and you're going to need the hinge on the other. So what I would suggest is have this pretty close to this side. We'll make the hinges in the middle in a moment. I'm just going to press G and bring this across just slightly. And then I'm going to go Shift D and bring this across to this side. Now on this side you're going to want to leave a gap because we're going to have the little mechanism on that side. So let's go ahead and we'll take this, Shift D, alpha rotate, and you want to go 90, S for scale, bring this down, maybe just bring it up just ever so slightly as well, G to bring this down as well to the base, have a little gap, S for scale. I don't think that's at 90. You know, I'm just going to backtrack just 1 second. So rotate 90, S for scale, bring that down just a little bit. And then I'm just going to press G and bring this down. So, little gap at the bottom right there. We can go ahead and we could go with Shift D again, bring this up. Little gap at the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some little bit of kind of sidebars here. So let's go with Shift D, bring this up, scale this down, S for scale. Just some little thin bars. Just running at the top right here, so you can go ahead and just kind of play this by eye if you want to, rather than type in numbers. So it kind of like a counterproductive gate if you want to climb over that, you know, bars or whatever. So the next thing I'm going to do is let's go ahead and add in a plane. G, bring this up, alpha rotate, and we'll go at 90 degrees again, S for scale. You're gonna want to make this fit and sit just here in the middle. Let's press G, bring that up. So we should have something like this. Let's go and take this. I'm going to go with edit mode, right click subdivide, 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 subdivide as many times as you'd like. We'll go to modifiers, add modifier, and we'll go to wireframe. So when we go back to the object mode, we should have something like this. Now you can go ahead and scale this inwards if you want to. Scale it outwards if you want to, depending on your design. Just going to move this to the middle just a little bit more. Alright, so now we can experiment with the thickness and the offset depending on what you'd like. Should be something like that. Alright, so the next thing that we need is the hinges. So let's take this cylinder that we've made right here, Shift D, bring this into the middle, S for scale, bring it down. We'll do this on X-ray mode so you guys can see, and then we're just going to bring this down. It's nice little hinges up at the side here. Now what I'm going to do is, let's press G, bring this to the middle. I'm going to make these silver, so let's go with the materials tab and we'll make this silver, and we'll go ahead and make this metallic, take the roughness down, so this will be hinge. Let's make this a little bit brighter, just as such. So we can take that and then we can Shift D, put the hinge here, Shift D, put the hinge here. I'll put a hinge here at the top as well, and maybe go ahead and put a hinge just additionally at the bottom right there. So we've got that. Then I'm going to go ahead and make the actual material for the gate, so we can go with gate. I'm going to make this nice little green, and then we can go ahead, click on the cylinders, go ahead and click gate with this drop down right here. Gate, just do this for every single one so it's all uniform. Oops. Yeah. Gate, gate, and do the bottom one, there we go, gate on that side. So what we can do now, we can add a nice little mechanism or a hinge right here. So let's go with add cube, G to bring this up, place this at the side where the hinges aren't, S for scale, G, bring this across just to about here, I would say. Or you can make this a little bit taller if you wanted to, so G, bring this up. Let's do S for scale, bring this into the middle a little bit, and then we'll do edit mode, take this face, G, bring this forward just a little bit, we'll do E for extrude, and then we'll go E for extrude again. You go ahead and just pull that in just a little bit just to smooth it off. Right click shade smooth. Let's take this and make this the gate texture as well. And then we just need a slider, so let's go with add. We'll go plane. Sorry, not plane, we'll go cube. Add, cube, G, bring this up, bring this across, and you just want this equidistance kind of this, so scale inwards, downwards, G, maybe pull it forward just a little bit. Let's see, place this here. Just make sure it sits and fits up against the grate. Drop down, gate, function right there, and then I'm going to go Shift D, bring this forward, scale this, and then we're going to go ahead and place that between these two pieces right there. Just go ahead and scale down if you need to. Just have this little latch coming through. And then you can do Shift D again, S for scale, and then have that on the side there. And then for the mechanism on the other side, you can go ahead and take that, let's go S for scale, bring it forward a little bit, G, And you could kind of, let's see, we could have G there, so that's that nice little handle, so that you could just kind of grab it and pull it up. I think if you wanted to do the other side, you're probably going to have to put something here. So we could go ahead and let's go Shift D, press G, scale this down just ever so slightly, and then press G and bring it forward. And then scale upwards a little bit, so you kind of have this little piece here that you can push the gate up with, but it's not easily accessible, so maybe this is the outside of the gate more than anything. So yeah, I think that one would work. Maybe like a push through pin or something like that. So yeah, you could kind of like lock it, or you could have it open for someone to kind of grab, or whatever like that. So I would say that would probably be just a rough gate. And then of course you've got your bushes either side, so let's go S for scale, G, bring this up. I'm just going to go ahead and just make a rough bush here. Let's go with that one, let's go new. I'm just going to change this to a darker green. As such. Maybe just add a little shading, so let's go with noise. Just to give it some texture. Colour ramp. In the middle, let's go plus, green. There's a rough bush. Just for the thumbnail. Alright, so yeah, that's roughly the gate in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.